And now for our top story. Texas lawmakers want to protect teens from the deadly dangers of vaping.
And they've passed a new law that will force you to DAEP if caught with a vape. Here's Avery, Motl, and Lyndsey with the story.
Effective September 1st, all schools in the state of Texas must send any kid caught with a vape to alternate schooling. School leaders say this new law will keep kids safe because the efforts to stop the spread of vaping among teens aren't working. Lovejoy ISD sent out an email to parents September 8th, notifying parents of this new law, House Bill 114.
If you're found to be in possession of, physically in possession of an e-cigarette, it doesn't matter if it's empty, it doesn't matter what it contains, you are going to be placed in the alternative education program.
This also goes for extracurricular activities and within 3 feet of a campus.
For school marshals, if we catch somebody with a vape or any other type of narcotics or drugs, we take them straight to the principal, and then it's up to the principal and the admin what they want to do with the student at that time.
The Texas Education Agency leaves the length of the punishment up to the districts. Director of Student Services for Lovejoy ISD says students caught with a vape will also be given a chance to learn about how bad vaping is.
We as a district obviously want to make sure that our kids are as safe and as healthy as possible.
E-cigs are actually worse than cigarettes, especially for adolescents.
Nicotine is one of the most addictive substances we have on earth, like compared to cocaine and everything else. A pod that you put in the e-cigarette has the concentration of almost a full pack of cigarettes. It is worse for a teen to vape versus an adult because your bodies are still developing, your brain is not fully developed, it's still creating connections.
And it's not just nicotine that causes damages.
There's extra chemicals and toxins mixed in with that, and those are known to cause cancer as well.
Back in 2018, some new lung infection was causing a massive amount of emergency visits in U.S. hospitals. It turned out lungs were being damaged by vaping. 64 young people died and over some 2,800 were hospitalized. The federal government stepped in with a massive campaign aimed at stopping vaping. Unfortunately, that message has been lost, and now more teens in middle and high schools are vaping, and they have no idea how deadly it is. Mrs. Smith says she remembers no one thinking smoking was bad when she was in middle school.
I'm married, and I used to be a smoker. I want to give you some tips about getting ready in the morning.
When I was growing up, people don't believe me, but middle school and high school, there was a smoking area where middle school kids and high school kids could actually smoke with the teachers. And we didn't know how bad smoking was. They told us, but nobody believed it. Like, oh, no, it's not. And then now you fast forward to 2023, we have an increase in kids vaping because they don't think there's anything wrong with it. Even though the studies are out there, even though they say it's going to kill you. And now I'm looking in and it says 14% of high school students and about almost 4% of middle school students are vaping. They haven't even had the research behind it. We've only had just a few years since vaping began.
Really quickly, I would love to share a story with you guys. I had a personal, deep friend who, when she was a lot younger, she's still young, but when she was a lot younger, she went to a hookah bar. Those side effects from the instant that you vape, they never leave your body. She has told me that she can't even take a full deep breath without, having that pain inside her lungs.
Even though e-cigs can be prescribed to help people quit smoking, there is no evidence that this is the case. In fact, all studies point out that the opposite is true. Teens addicted to vaping become smokers. Back in the day, doctors did some commercials for cigarette smoking.
In this nationwide survey of general practitioners, surgeons, throat specialists, diagnosticians, and so on, the brand named most was Camel.
Yes, according to this survey, more doctors smoke Camel.
We never knew how bad it was, and researchers have very little time to study the effects of vaping. We may never know how bad it is until it is too late.
So they believe lies and then we're influenced by the advertising and the marketing to think that it's harmless, and it's not.
Because you never know what you're getting, it might kill you.
It's one of the hardest things to quit.
Just be careful next time you see someone have a vape. Maybe you could save someone's life even too. Like if you have a family member or a friend who's really addicted, because the chemicals inside vaping and cigarettes, that is all addictive and it goes straight to your brain.
Please share the dangers of vaping with everyone you know and help stop the epidemic.